Hello and welcome in here to Mike Lansing Field in beautiful Casper, Wyoming for the rubber match. Game 3 between the Oahe Zap and the Casper Spuds. I'm Dylan Beach. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight for this series decider as we're going to be getting started a little bit ahead of schedule. I believe first pitch was expected to be thrown at 6:35 tonight, but we're going live here at 6:23, so we're a bit ahead of schedule as the Oahe Zap look to take back-to-back series for the first time this year as they defeated the Moo in 2 games, lost game 1 in a heartbreaker to the Spud before getting their revenge last night with an 8th inning rally to take that game 7-5. Last night, full of action, we just about had everything. 2 stolen bases, which typically wouldn't sound all that impressive until you find out that they were both stealing home, both Gavin Frazier and Cole Ottersberg snagging home last night. As we are getting ready to start things off here in Casper, go ahead and get the lineups in for the Zap, the visitors here today. Gavin Frazier leads things off and plays short. Nick Golden in the 2-hole in left field. Vince Polizzi rounding things out there at first. Farwell hitting cleanup and playing third. Daly in the 5 spot playing right field. Lang behind the plate batting 6th. Goldberg gets the day off from the field. He's the DH at the 7. Cole Ottersberg playing 2nd and batting 8th, and rounding things out for the Zap, out in center field, Andrew Phillips. And then for the home team, the Casper Spuds, leading off, and in center field, Trent Rucker. Then it's Matt Marsick in right, and then Jack Opian rounding things out there at third. As River Smith bats in the 4-hole, Billingsley in the 5, Cale McCarville at the 6th and at third base. Elijah Reeves out of position today, typically out in center field. He's playing second base today as he gets moved a bit down in the lineup, batting 7th. Parker Burt at 8th, playing catcher, and then Cannon Billingsley in left field, batting 9th. As we are just a few moments away here from first pitch. Both teams coming into this one right around 500. Casper Spuds at 5-4. The Oahe Zap at 4-6. As both of these teams would love to take this series as Gavin Frazier heads to the plate. As Gavin Frazier now to the plate, was incredible yesterday. Went 2 for 3, stole home. As we are underway, that one catches his own for strike 1. And right away, Wedgeworth quickly ahead in the count. Wedgeworth, battle of the aces here tonight between the Zap and the Spuds as Frazier sends that one down the first base line, unable to grab it cleanly. Frazier slides in time. Gavin Frazier, the hustle play, gets there before the throw. And just like that, the Zap lead things off with a single. As Nick Golden now comes to the plate, starting back-to-back games for the Zap. As he gets the nod out in left field, had a couple of miraculous catches yesterday. I think he played every outfield spot at one point last night. I think he started in right, shifted to center, and then ended up in left field by the end of the game. So he fouls that one off for strike 1. As we get a new addition to the broadcast today, finally figured out with the streaming system how to get us a proper scoreboard. So now you guys won't have to rely on just me for everything. I will do my best to keep that updated as that one misses way behind for Golden. Frazier trots on into second base. The count now even at 1 apiece. Houston Wedgeworth has been nothing short of spectacular so far this year for the Spuds. Will be a tall task to tackle here tonight. 11 innings pitched, a sub-1 ERA, and a sub-1 whip as he has 9 Ks, hasn't walked anybody yet. As Golden puts one up the middle, Frazier will come in to score. Golden will stay at first. And just like that, 2 batters in the Zap are off to the races. The Oahe Zap take an early 1-0 lead. And this is just what the doctor ordered versus the Spuds ace. As now Vince Palizzi to the plate. Only just getting into town the other day, missed the first 2 series of the year. As that one catches the plate for strike 1. Nick Golden, certainly a guy you got to keep an eye on at first base, has been known to steal this year. Not afraid, especially if the power hitter at the plate, as he goes on the pitch in the dirt. Nick Golden, the stolen base. Easiest one he'll probably have for a while as he just trots on in there. Burt was never going to have a chance on that one. And now Wedgeworth dealing with some issues here early, already trailing by a run with a runner on second. As that one catches the plate for strike 1. Back behind the plate tonight is Richard Gilmore. Him and Tom Day make up our umpire crew as Palizzi swings and misses on that one. Palizzi goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. That will bring up Ty Farwell, typically behind the plate, back out there at third base tonight. He came in for Naruto Saito last night. And Farwell chopped a grounder to the first baseman to tie it up last night. Advanced the runners. Everyone was safe but him on the play. But he did his job. He got things tied. And then just a couple batters later, the Zap were out in front by 2. As it was another magical 8th inning as that one catches for strike 1. Counts 1-1, 1 man out. Nick Golden on second. As the Zap try to add some early run support here. Farwell puts that one in play towards Reeves at second. Reeves, the play to first, is in time. 2 away now. As Elijah Reeves playing second base tonight. That was the first thing that I had kind of noticed when I saw the lineup card today, as he's typically out in center field. He is a spectacular defender. He's one of the fastest guys on this team, as he robbed extra bases from Nick Golden last night, as that one's dribbled up the middle. Reeves chasing. Derek Jeter throws it across the mound. And just like that, he's called on at second base, and he proves that he is still a good defender there. That one saves a run for the Spuds. Just barely not able to get that one out of the infield, and we will head to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back here when the Zap trot out and Easton Pratt's on the mound. for the bottom of the first. The Oahe Zap strike first in this ball game. Early 1-0 lead, as could have been two. Elijah Reeves making a spectacular play to steal one, as Easton Pratt will get ready to get his day started. As Easton Pratt, the early candidate for the Oahe Zap's ace so far this season, as it's going to be a pitcher's duel here today. Both of the teams throwing out their probably earliest candidate for ace, as we already saw Wedgeworth. The Zap got to him early, and courtesy out of a great play by Elijah Reeves, saving a run, could have already been 2-0 Zap. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead last night, but the Spuds came back and got it to a 3-2 lead, and that's where it stayed a lot of last night, as Pratt gets ready to start his day. That one swung, popped up to Phillips. He's chasing, running out of ground, lands at the warning track. The relay in now, not going to be in time. A triple to start for Rucker. And that ball just about got out, the wind carrying out to center field, as Phillips just losing it there. It's going to be a hard play to make, but a leadoff triple for the Casper Spuds. And just like that, both of these star pitchers getting hit on early, as sure the leadoff triple wasn't the first thing in Easton Pratt's mind for how he wanted to start the night, as now he's going to have to settle in with a runner on third. Rucker, the leadoff triple for the Spuds center fielder, brings up Matt Marsick to the plate, playing at right field. Has had a good series for the Spuds, as that one misses outside for ball one. As nobody out here for the Spuds, runner on third, the 1-0 goes in for a strike. Easton Pratt on the year, 9 innings pitched, a 2.33 ERA, 12 strikeouts for the tall right-hander, as that one's in for strike two. Gilmore back behind the plate. Him and Tom Day have been the umpire crew, and we'll say Tom Day was quicker to get the strike call out, but Gilmore has been kind of throwing him out fast here tonight, as that one misses for ball one. As Pratt trying to retire the batter, get himself one out closer to getting out of this inning. Just trying to keep Rucker stranded there at third base. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled out of play. And Elijah Reeves had been leading off every game until now, sliding all the way down to 7th in the lineup, just 1 for 9 in this series. And that was the guy that really hurt him in a couple of games in the first set of games here at the Spuds, as the 2-2 misses, counts full at 3-2. Pratt trying not to let a runner on again, as Marsick's speed would almost certainly set up the double steal, as that one just misses a bit off the plate for ball four. Now runners on first and third with nobody out. As Jack Opine to the plate. He's a new guy in Casper. We're waiting on a pronunciation guide for him, and PA announcer's going with Opine, so that's what I'll go with. As Pratt trying to get out of the jam, misses for ball one. As double play ball would certainly help out his day. Pick off to Marsick, not back in time. Easton Pratt out of Ankeny, Iowa, 6'5", 185 pounds, as he sets for the 1-0. The line, the delivery, that one swung, belted foul down the third base line. Naruto Saito in chase. As it's another pretty day here in Casper. Some concerns earlier about rain. We got to the ballpark around 3:30, and it was raining all the way here as Marsick is picked off again back in time. But it was raining from probably about 3:30 to, I'd say, a good 4:30. It was kind of impeding on the pregame from both teams, having to take batting practice in the cage once again as Marsick goes in motion, but that one fouled out of play. Counts 1-2. I apologize for not keeping that one updated. Still getting used to having a scoreboard. I've been trying to add it to the broadcast and sat down, did some research, and got it in for tonight. Had to upgrade to the premium membership to get the team colors and logos, so maybe one day on that, as Opine fouls that one off again. Easton Pratt trying to get the K, keep those runners where they're at, have that double play ball to end the inning. River Smith up to bat next. The 1-2 from Pratt checks on Marsick again, as Pratt thought he had him there. And that would be a big help if he could get the runner over there as well, since Marsick is another one of those guys who's always going to be active on the base paths, and you don't check on a guy 3 times in one at-bat for no reason, as that one misses just outside for ball 2. If it was Tom Day behind the plate again, that one might have been the ring up, as he called the outside plate very consistently. I'll give him that last night, as that one is swung on and missed. Pratt gets the K. Opine heads back to the dugout, and now one away here for the Zap. Easton Pratt now a chance to get out of this inning with a double play ball. Spuds trying to tie this game up at 1 apiece. As mentioning the umpires, we have Tom Day and Richard Gilmore, and yesterday Tom Day, maybe a bit of an expanded zone, but it was a very consistent zone. As the double steal, Lang just holds on to it. A lot of the time, the Zap will try to throw it to second and get that man on the pickoff on the way back, but just opting to keep it there. So now the double play ball is off the table, so Pratt's going to have to really work to get out of this inning. As the 1-0. Misses outside for ball 2. Now you don't have to worry about stealing as much here. Marsick going to be staying put. Might be able to catch him on a pickoff move if you really want to try again. As Pratt winds, delivers, catches the zone for strike 1. Counts 2-1. Pratt has been arguably the best pitcher in this new and improved Zap lineup of guys, as that one catches his own for strike 2. The count evened up at 2 apiece. 2 runners in scoring position, as Pratt battling to keep this score where it is. Sets and fires. Misses high for ball 3. Pratt just wasn't able to quite get that where he wanted, and now backs against the wall with River Smith at the plate. A 3-2 now, 1 man out. Pratt deals, can't get the zone there. The walk sends the runner to first. Bases juiced here early for Pratt, and Mason Lang and him are going to have a chat about it real quick. As it's early here. The Zap have a 1-0 lead and just fighting to get out of this inning. The double play ball is back on. He had the base to kind of work with, and River Smith certainly not as, I'm not going to make any assumptions, but Matt Marsick's probably one of the faster guys on their team, and just not sure if River Smith is as fast as he is, so maybe could work out here in the Zap's favor as the 0-0 gets inside for strike one, and a K would be huge here for Pratt to kind of extend this day. Needs to go a bit deeper into this ball game as Zap have used a lot of their relievers here, but get a couple of days off before the next one as Pratt makes the play at home, then back to first, hits the batter, and that is unfortunate for the Zap. Almost turn two, but the Spuds will score at the plate as that is just unfortunate as Lang just couldn't get it in there. It looked like the Zap were going to turn two at home and first, but just unable to there. That would have been a big play to keep this shutout going, but Spuds get one across here in the bottom of the first. Still got runners on second and third. Pratt might have had an easier time turning that one at two and first base, but opted to go for the force out at home, but then on the wild throw that hit the batter, they scored the run regardless, as that's just kind of chalk that one up to a bit of unluckiness sometimes, as that'll go in for first error of the night for the Oahe Zap as well. The 1-0 pitch there, ripped into the line. That one's going to score two for the Spuds. Easton Pratt back was against the wall the whole inning and just can't keep him out the whole time as Casper jumps out to a 3-1 lead. Teams are even on hits, and Zap down 3-1 here. Bit of a fun tidbit already in this series is team with the most hits has lost both games. The Oahe Zap out-hit the Spuds in game one and lost that one 7-5, and then last night the Spuds out-hit the Oahe Zap and lost 7-5. So right now it's been kind of a base running clinic, as it's kind of been the team who's been a bit maybe drawn some more walks, maybe getting some good base running opportunities, has been winning these games, as Pratt checks on the runner. It's Elijah Reeves at the plate, slid down in the lineup for today. As Pratt winds, delivers that one driven into the center field gap once again. Phillips going to keep everybody there. Runners on first and second with two outs. And Spuds right now just kind of hitting it where the Zap aren't. That one ended up being a liner just right into that dead area. As wasn't as hard hit as the last one, but still the same result, a single, as that brings Parker Burt to the plate. And if Northlake College has got a nice head of hair on him, 6'4", behind the plate today, as he watches strike one. As Burt came in as a pinch hitter last night, and I figured the Spud would change their catcher after the Zap stole home twice last night. If you'd have told me when I took this job that we would have had a stolen home at all this season, I would have probably had my jaw on the floor. It's not every day you see that, but let alone seeing it twice in one game, as Pratt is quickly ahead 0-2 in the count. Trying to sit Burt down and get out of this inning. Lines and deals. That one right down the middle gets them looking. The Oahe Zap make it out of the inning, but not without surrendering 3 runs to the Spuds. As the Oahe Zap are going to have to make some ground up here in the top of the second. We'll be right back when the Zap come back up to hit. As we're back here at Mike Lansing Field in Casper, Wyoming, the 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Oahe Zap. Getting a bit of deja vu from last night where the Zap jump out to an early lead in the top of the first, and then the Spuds put up 3 in the bottom of the first. Last night the Zap jumped out to a 2-0 lead before giving up 3 as that one runs inside and catches Mason Lang. Quickly gets on base. That one started and ended very fast. As Lang and game 1 started off the home run tally for the Oahe Zap. As now Connor Goldberg will come to the plate. And now you got Mason Lang to worry about with nobody out. As Goldberg pops that one up. Right fielder Marsick settling under it. Brings it in for the first out of the inning. 2 pitches, 1 man on, 1 man out. As Wedgeworth moving fast here. Cole Ottersberg now to the plate. The Zap's team leader in stolen bases a season ago, as he's only stolen 1 so far this year, and it was home last night. As he tries to move Lang around and score as he watches ball 1 outside. Cole Ottersberg getting back-to-back starts at second base as that one catches his own for strike 1. As the Oahe Zap were so close to getting out of that previous inning with the double play. The ball hitting the runner on his way to first base as Ottersberg pops one up. Marsick settling under once again and gets the out. 2 away for the Zap. Wedgeworth moving quickly in this inning. Only 5 pitches so far, as that brings Andrew Phillips up to the plate. Back in center field once again has been a great glove for the Zap as he's got Tremendous speed as he chops that one to Reeves. Throw is there in time. Reeves gets the Spuds out of the inning for the second consecutive inning as Wedgeworth makes his way out with just 6 pitches. We'll be right back here in the bottom of the second as Pratt trots back out onto the mound. Back here in the bottom of the second, the Casper Spuds out to an early lead here over the Oahe Zap 3-1. If you're just joining me, I'm Dylan Beach here live from Mike Lansing Field as Easton Pratt trots back out for his second inning of work. Just about made it out of his first inning unscathed. Zap just couldn't turn that double play as Cannon Billingsley comes to the plate for his first appearance in this series. Teammates at Fullerton College with Wyatt Gladue and Josh Porter as Pratt settles in and delivers. Misses for ball 1. Easton Pratt trying to get things back in his favor here today so he can go a bit deeper into this ball game. As he winds, sets, and fires off speed and misses high. The off speed just hasn't been there all night for Pratt as he's missed high a couple of times. As Billingsley quickly out 2-0 in the count. Pratt, the 2-0 now. That one's swung, popped up high. Golden sizing it up underneath, makes the play. Down for out number 1 there as the Zap get an early out. It's always nice to be able to trust the defense, get that contact. Nick Golden sizing that one up and making the grab as the lineup turns over for the Spuds as Trent Rucker comes to the plate. He led things off for the Spuds with a triple last time up as it was just about a homer. Phillips ran out of room at the warning track, and so did the ball as that one skips in for ball 1. The Zap had got to Wedgeworth in the first inning, then the second inning going down in just 6 pitches as Wedgeworth made quick work there despite walking Mason Lang by hitting him. But the next 3 batters, only 5 pitches. And with counts like that, he'll likely be able to go pretty deep into this ball game, just 19 pitches through 2, as Pratt gets ready to throw his 35th. The 1-1 from Pratt. That one fouled off for strike 2. A big one for the confidence of Pratt to get the K here, as he's trying to get back to his dugout, get his guys out there, and try to get those bats rolling again. Pratt already with 2 Ks here tonight. A chance for his 3rd here. Rucker awaits the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Drops the tag. Mason Lang makes the throw to first. I think he also tagged him. Never be too careful as the Zap get the 2nd man out. 2 men down for the Spuds as Matt Marsick comes to the plate. As the left-handed right fielder has put himself together a real nice series, as Pratt misses with the off-speed high. Zap put 1 across in the first. Would have almost certainly been 2, but Reeves making a Derek Jeter-esque play, the run to his right, and then making the throw on the run to first, as Pratt misses there for ball 2. And the Spuds put 3 across, all with 2 outs, as Zap just could not get out of that inning. As Pratt trying to settle back in here, as Mason Lang has a quick word with the home base umpire. I think he's trying I think Gilmore's trying to fix something with his mask behind the plate. As he gets it back on, and we are back underway here at Mike Lansing Field. 2 away for the Zap. That one hit sharply to the shortstop Ottersberg, to first base to Polizzi in time. Gets the out, and the Zap make it out of the inning. To the top of the 3rd, Zap trail 3-1 here in Casper, Wyoming. We'll be right back here with, we'll go ahead and figure out who's going to be up next. I believe the lineup will turn around. Will be the 1, 2, 3, Frazier, Golden, and Polizzi due up for the Zap. And we'll be right back with Gavin Frazier at the plate. Back here at the top of the 3rd, Gavin Frazier at the plate. He got on and scored in the first, as he looks to continue his great series here versus the Spuds. He was outstanding last night, as Wedgeworth gets us back underway. Catches the outside edge of the plate for strike 1. I think Frazier thought that one was off a bit, as the 0-1 now from Wedgeworth. That one skips in for ball 1. Might have been solid in a cricket match. That one bounced considerably in front of the mound. As Frazier now, the count even at 1 apiece, has been great at drawing walks this year, already with 9 of those, as the off-speed misses high. Kevin Frazier is trying to get a spark here for this Zap offense. The 2-1 now from Wedgeworth. That one hit towards Reeves at short. At second. Play is in time. Frazier goes down. One man down here, now bringing Nick Golden up to the plate. Reeves has been called on a lot at second base. It's not his typical position, but he has made the plays when called upon here tonight, as Nick Golden one away here, playing left field tonight. Has been hit 6 times by a pitch as that one soars over him. I'm not sure if we have a league leaderboard for hit by pitch, but I imagine if we do, Nick Golden would be towards the top of it, despite not seeing a whole lot of action until this last couple of series. As I'm going to go see if we do have a league leaderboard for hit by pitch, because 6 already, and make it 7. That one goes inside. Nick Golden reaches painfully for the second time this series, as we do not have a stats leaderboard for hit by pitch on the Independent League page. Might have to do some homework, see if I can check all the teams and get back to you guys on who leads the league, but I'd have to imagine 7's got him as a great contender as he takes his base. Zap got 1 on, 1 out, and the 1-0 pitch there to Polizzi. Vince Polizzi swings and misses on that one for strike 1. Polizzi got off to a hot start on the air against the Fremont Moo. He himself was hit a couple of times by pitch, already 4 times this year, as Golden's back in time on the pickoff move. As Vince Polizzi just trying to get things going here. The 1-1 from Wedgeworth. Swung on and missed again for strike 2, and now Vince Polizzi is back against the wall. Polizzi going to have to grind out the at-bat here, as Zap need a spark of energy, something to get him back going, as that one's popped up by Polizzi. Marsick settling under it, carried way deep there on maybe a bit of a windier day. Might have had a chance of getting out, but Marsick makes the snag at the warning track. Polizzi goes down for the second out of the inning for the Zap. As Ty Farwell comes to the plate. Wouldn't be shocked to see Nick Golden go in motion here. As the 0-0 from Wedgeworth. Catches the plate for strike 1. And Richard Gilmore setting up his strike zone here tonight. As much like last night, Day calling a lot of those outside pitches consistently, as Golden's back in time on the pickoff move. As the 0-1 now to Farwell. Cracked down that first baseline foul. Is Ty Farwell going to have to grind out this at-bat as well? Zap getting into a lot of pitchers' counts here, as Wedgeworth has been making fast work here so far. The 0-2. Farwell fouls that one off. We'll replay that pitch. As the Oahe Zap just trying to get back into this one. It's not a large lead at all. We've seen both of these teams have 8th inning rallies to come back into a game, as Farwell sends one back. Going, gone. Ty Farwell, his first home run of the year, and the Zap tie it up. As Ty Farwell sends a shot to the right field wall, and the Zap have their second home run of the year. Ty Farwell gets his tally off the mark, and all the home runs this year for the Zap have came from the catching room. As just like that, the deficit is erased, and Jake Daly at the plate. That one misses inside. Just about ran in on Jake Daly. Team had a lovely bonding session on a hike earlier. Beautiful mountain here in Casper as that one catches his own for strike one. We climbed up the mountain, saw the waterfall, and when we got on the bus, we just had one issue. We didn't have Jake Daly, as for a while we were concerned on where Coach Habiger was, as that one missed for the 2-1. And then it quickly turned to where's Jake Daly at, as he gets hit and he gets to take first base free. But Jake Daly had climbed a bit higher up on the mountain than everyone else, and when he came back down, got a bit disoriented, ended up all the way out at the entrance, across the road even, when we found him. My fellow intern Brooks Cartwright was preparing for the worst, was making up the mock milk carton designs. Have you seen this man? But we find Jake Daly, and already making an impact on this game as he reaches, as that one way behind Lang, and now he'll get to advance to second nice and easily. Daly in scoring position, Mason Lang at the plate. He got the first home run of the year for the Zap in game one, and the flag is blowing well out tonight as we get a quick meeting at the mound. It's the most damage any team's done to Wedgeworth so far this year. Coming into the night, had an a .818 ERA, which is in 11 innings of work, 2 starts, a very impressive line, as he hadn't walked a batter coming into tonight, as well as he still hasn't walked one, but he has plunked a few guys, so makes that stat just maybe a little less impressive, but still a great start to the year for Wedgeworth, as he's behind in the count 1-0 to Mason Lang. That one misses behind Lang again. Jake Daly gets to go to third. He rounded third, was thinking about going home, gets the stop sign. Think he would have been out at the plate there. Probably a smart decision there from Jake Daly, as now another wild pitch would likely score him. Got to be ready after those last 2 pitches to run if you're Daly. As Mason Lang at the plate, that one misses outside the count. 3-0 now. Wedgeworth in danger of giving up his first real walk of the year. Mason Lang, 440 on base percentage coming into tonight. As that one misses high for ball 4, Lang takes his base, runners on the corner, as the Oahe Zap sparking a bit of a 2-out rally here. All the damage has been with 2 outs. Farwell sent a deep shot over Marsick's head for his first homer of the year, and the Zap's second, as Goldberg to the plate now. Goldberg, tonight's beer batter, will certainly be an enemy of the Casper people who want some cheap beer, as he chops that one back towards the pitcher. Race to first base, not in time. Spuds make it out of the inning, but a Ty Farwell 2-shot bomb equalizes here at Mike Lansing Field. Will be back here in the bottom of the third when the Zap trot back out on defense. back here at Mike Lansing Field. A Ty Farwell shot ties things up at 3 apiece as Jack Opine comes to the plate. The 3-4-5 due up for the Casper Spuds in this inning. And just like that, it's basically a 0-0 ball game as both aces here tonight getting hit early as Pratt, that one misses for ball 1. I had it wrote down on my board as a battle of the aces, expecting a very low hitter, and this one as both of these guys have been stellar so far. And now the story might be which one of these guys can rebound here and turn this into a quality outing. Both teams getting some run support for their starting pitchers as Pratt behind in the count 2-0. That one swung, shot down the third base line. Tonight's first base coach, Caden Bazansky, making a nice bare glove catch there on the dugout line. Bazansky still dealing with a foot injury, has been out at first base in the absence of Coach Noah Wiggins, as that one misses for ball 3. Easton Pratt trying to avoid the walk here. He's already walked 2 batters here tonight, struck out 3. A 3-1 now. In for strike 2 goes to the off speed. Opine watches and counts full now, the payoff from Pratt. Pratt winds, fires, swung on to Farwell at third, across the diamond to Palizzi. A good pick there and first man out. Pratt gets the first out of the inning. And now he gets River Smith, the DH tonight out of Montana State Billingsley. This Casper Spuds team feels like they're assembled of about from 4 or 5 different colleges. They got a handful of guys from a bunch of different places, and Montana State Billingsley contributing a lot to this roster as that one misses for ball 1 from Pratt. River Smith waits the 1-0. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Pratt back in it. Count even at 1 apiece. As momentum certainly would be shifting towards the Zap if they can get a scoreless frame here. As that would be consecutive scoreless frames for Pratt. So he misses there for ball 2. River Smith, he walked his last time at the plate. The 2-1 now. Swung foul into the netting. Count even at 2 apiece. And now Pratt a chance for his 4th K of the night. The 6'5" righty steps off. We'll get a quick time there. Pratt looking for a new home to play his college ball as he winds and deals. Misses low for ball 3. Payoff pitch here now. Trying to sit down the DH. As he delivers. That one belted towards right field. Gets down in front. Goldberg not able to track that one down. The single there from Smith. As 1 away, 1 on for the Spuds. Just snuck down right in front of Jake Daly. And would have had to have laid out for that one. And with 1 out and how good the Zap have been at turning double plays, you don't want to make the chance of that ball going past you and extending that one to extra bases as Pratt sets for the 0-0. Skips in for ball 1. Zap almost turned another double play in the bottom of the first to get out of the inning. But the throw was down the line. It hit the runner on his way to first. As the 1-0 now from Pratt. That one struck down the right field line, goes foul. That was just out of camera shot. I apologize. We're back in a press box behind home plate here at Casper, but technical limitations. This camera can only zoom out so far. I try to adjust it as best I can, but I'm kind of off center here as the 1-1 from Pratt. Sets, fires, swung on towards the second baseman, Ottersberg. The only play will be at first, but 2 down as the Zap 1 out away from putting up back-to-back scoreless frames against this Spud offense. As Cale McCarville to the plate, the third baseman here tonight. As Easton Pratt settling back into this game nicely, as that ball was hit to Ottersberg's left as he shuffled at it, was never going to have a chance at the double play. Made the smart call, sent it to first, get the 1 out as Pratt goes off speed for strike 1. And that's kind of what Pratt's been battling against at times here today, is getting those first pitch strikes, hopping out to these early counts. They haven't really been swinging a lot of first pitches. As the 0-1 now. Turns 0-2. Swung on and missed there for McCarville. Pratt ahead in the count, a chance to get out of the inning. As the Oahe Zap trying to get those hot bats back up to the plate. Ty Farwell tying things up with a 2-run homer. As Pratt fires, fouled off into his foot there from McCarville. Shaking out that right foot a little bit. Fouled, skipped into him. Never going to feel good. At least it's nice out. If it was maybe a Wyoming winter, that would have hurt a lot more. Or maybe even a Wyoming spring. Not quite sure on how early it gets hot out here. I know back in Indiana, there's still some games before spring break in baseball that get pretty chilly as that one misses outside for ball 1. Certainly not used to a South Dakota or a Wyoming winter, but Indiana hasn't exactly had the nicest winters as of late. Had a couple of very low days, but well, no means will I ever compare it to a South Dakota winter. Thankful that this is a baseball league and not a basketball league. As off-speed misses high there for Pratt. Don't think I would have been able to drive out here if this was a Winter League basketball instead of baseball. I think I'd struggle with the snow quite a bit with the totals in Pierre. Excited to get back to Pierre. It's been fun on the road with the team here in Casper. Our last night will be getting back into Pierre nice and early tomorrow morning as Pratt steps off. And the runner back in time. But last game of this series, both teams just around that 500 mark as Zap trying to take back-to-back series. As that one grounded foul, we'll redo the 2-2. As tomorrow afternoon, the Oahe Zap putting on a car wash. Going to get you guys all the details on that after this 2-2 pitch. Pratt fires, misses just outside for ball 3. Car wash tomorrow at River's Edge Auto Spa, 1 to 3 p.m. It's a free will donation, another event put on by the Oahe Zap organization, trying to get community involvement at a all-new high this year. The players will be washing the car. It's not like dodgeball. They will be using pressure washers, as that one misses low for ball 4. McCarville fights back from the 0-2 count to take his base. And maybe I need to stop talking about car washes. I feel like as soon as I mentioned it, Pratt got behind in the count there. Maybe, some of the guys not looking forward to getting out. They want to get out there, but this drive back tonight, there are going to be some sleepy guys tomorrow, so be patient if maybe we're not washing the cars up to our typical standard, but it will be a good event as always. A weekend full of events. The Oahe Zap will dive into Sunday's event in the next inning as Pratt behind in the count 1-0. And Pratt got the first pitch strike on McCarville and couldn't retire him as runners on first and second. Reeves at the plate. That one gets away from Lang. Just going to hold on to it with 2 outs. You don't want to make a wild throw there and give him a free one. As you got the base open at first base now, as you got to focus on attacking Reeves. You don't want his speed on the base, and another 2-out hit would certainly score 2 runs here for the Spuds. As off speed catches the zone there for strike 1. And you certainly got to tip your cap to the Spud in this series. Have had a good spell of 2-strike and 2-out hits. They've been hard to put away at times as that one catches the zone for strike 2. Count back evened up at 2, but saw it yesterday with Porter's start. Had a couple of 2-strike counts that Casper just put a nice bat on and got out of it as Reeves watches that one just high for ball 3. Lang tried to put a good frame on it for the strike call, but now the payoff. The base is open at first, so it's not going to walk anybody in, but how the Spud already have a 2-out RBI in this one. You got to get them down as that one chopped off of Reeves. As second time that's happened this inning, a Spud player hit by their own foul ball. As we will redo the payoff pitch here. Easton Pratt trying to get back to his dugout. Not sure how long his day will go. His pitch count getting up there already in this one. 61 pitches. This one, the 62nd. The payoff foul. And already with 62 pitches now, and league rules on how many days you got to sit for in between outings. I mean, he's not due back up for a start for a while, so I doubt that'll be a concern, but trying to keep these arms healthy for an entire season as Reeves fouls that one off again. As I wish I could tell you the Zap were warming up a pitcher or not, but the dugout is hidden by about 3 trees for the opposing team bullpen as Reeves sends that one out. Golden chasing underneath, makes the snag, falling down. What a play from Nick Golden, gets the out. And we'll head to the top of the 4th. Another scoreless frame for the Oahe Zap as we're tied up at 3 apiece. We'll be right back here when the Zap are at the plate. back here for the top of the fourth. 3 speedsters in a row up for the Zap. The 8, 9, and 1 up for the Zap here. Cole Watersburg will lead off, then Andrew Phillips in the on-deck circle, and then Gavin Frazier will be the third batter due, as 2 of those 3 guys stole home base last night. Will say the Gavin Frazier one caught me off guard, but as Ottersburg sees the first pitch, bloops it into the outfield. 3 Spuds defenders running after that one, and that's a play where the Spuds are probably happy they have Reeves at second, as he sprinted that one down as Cole Ottersburg goes down on the first pitch. He was just a bit underneath that one, looked frustrated heading off the diamond. As Andrew Phillips now at the plate, the lefty out of South Dakota State, as he fouls that one back. Behind in the count, 0-1, 1 away, as the Oahe Zap tied things up their last time at the plate. Ty Farwell getting his first home run of the year as Phillips grounds that one back to the pitcher, racing it to the first base in time for the second out of the inning. As Wedgeworth came back out for the 4th inning after giving up that home run, but his pitch count is still very low for this stage in the game. That was his 47th pitch, and when he's got through the first 2 batters and 3 pitches, he's setting himself up to go deeper into this one, as now Gavin Frazier trying to spark a 2-out rally. The off-speed misses for ball 1. And Frazier has been a pretty much everyday name at shortstop as of late, as that one catches the zone for strike 1. But Gavin Frazier, a .442 on-base percentage, 9 walks on the year already, as that one misses high for ball 2. And Gavin Frazier is just, it's been nice for Coach Jamie Haber to maybe have a guy that you can just pencil in every day at short. Such an important position defensively, and he's got a good arm on him. We've seen him sling it across the diamond to beat some fast runners in this series. Starting at Reeves a couple of times. He's been a part of a lot of double plays already this year as he chops that one foul down the third base line. The count full now at 3-2. As Wedgeworth, that last pitch was his 51st of the game. 3-2 to Frazier. Fouled off. As we will redo the payoff here. As Gavin Frazier just trying to stay alive. No at-bat versus him is an easy one. He typically draws these full counts, waits till he sees a pitch, or takes a walk as he chops that one towards the first baseman. Off the glove. Gavin Frazier will be in time. Almost certainly will be the first error for the Spud. As I was saying it there, that was typically a pitch I feel like Frazier would take, but in a full count, it pays off. He gets a bit of help there from the first baseman, Billingsley. Billingsley notably had that error last night, which allowed the Zaps' 8th inning rally to continue, as they had Golden out in time, but the ball just slipped out of Billingsley's glove at first. Zap went on to take a 2-run lead in the 8th as Frazier is off, and Golden fouls that one. Frazier will head back to first base. Would have certainly been there in time. He's stolen 4 times already this season. Maybe he just revealed his hand as he's got to come back. We'll see if they send him in motion again or not. As we see Hudson Ivy trotting out to throw that ball to the opposing team dugout. The 0-1 now, they pick off Gavin Frazier back in time. Frazier got a massive lead over there on first on that one, as he He's still looking to steal here, going to be in motion. As Golden puts that one in play, the center fielder trips. Frazier rounding second, now into third. No stop sign here. Frazier coming in to score. Golden into third. And the Zap take the lead. Nick Golden. The center fielder he ran after the ball, tripped, and then he started moving towards the ball again and then tripped as Trent Rucker, back-to-back errors here for the Moo, I believe. See if they classify that as, I feel like that would be back-to-back, because that would have almost certainly only been probably a single. As Polizzi now to the plate, first pitch, trying to race it out at first, not in time. Zap get one across as we head to the bottom of the fourth, but the damage is done. I'll go ahead and get that run on the board for the Zap. Apologies for all the folks at home, but we'll be back here for the bottom of the fourth as Easton Pratt comes out to try to continue his day. We'll be right back here at Mike Lansing Field. Back here at Mike Lansing Field in Casper, Wyoming, as Easton Pratt comes back out for his fourth inning of action. We'll see how deep he goes into this one as the 9, 1, and 2 are due up. Parker Burt at the plate as Pratt's already thrown 71 pitches in comparison Wedgeworth with 57. As Burt to the plate, he struck out his last time up as the 0-0. That one swung fouled off for strike one. Good start there for Pratt. Might have to ask our lovely intern Katie Acosta what that first pitch retirement rate has been as of late. I know before the Moose series, it was 66% of first strike victims the Zap were retiring. And the pitching has been stellar since that Fremont Moose series as the 0-2 here from Pratt. Gets him looking. Burt goes down staring at strike three, and Pratt picks up another K. Easton Pratt, his fourth K of the night. That one will go in backwards as we see. Apologies, it was the 8, 9, and 1 due up. It's Cannon Billingsley up to the plate now as that one fouled off for strike one. Back-to-back batters. Easton Pratt gets the first strike, and it's the first big thing in efficient pitching is getting that first strike, puts the pressure on the batter from the very beginning, makes them really work for it. As quickly out 0-2 here, Pratt trying to make a bid for maybe even a fifth inning if he can get out fast here. As Billingsley, the 0-2, swung on and missed. Pratt back-to-back Ks, and he is moving through this fourth inning. His fifth strikeout of the night as Trent Rucker, the lineup turns around as Rucker heads to the plate. led off tonight for the Spuds with a triple, struck out in his last time up. As Easton Pratt trying to get another K here. The 0-0. Fouled off for strike one. Quickly out in front again, the third time he's had a first pitch strike. As Rucker gonna have to work in this at bat. The 0-1 from Pratt. Fires. That one runs inside. Hits the batter. And I had thought it in my head, but I wasn't dare gonna mention it. But sometimes in baseball, even your thoughts kind of come out as announcer jinx or jinx in all sorts of kinds, as Pratt was en route to a potential immaculate inning, as he had had 7 straight strikes before missing inside on when he hit Rucker. We almost saw one the other night, not in favor of the Zap. Frazier fouled off a pitch that spoiled an immaculate inning for a Spud pitcher. As with 2 away, man on first. He goes. Lang fires, not in time. Was a solid throw, was just maybe a hair off as Rucker gets in there to scoring position. But more importantly there, I think, as well, was another strike call to Pratt. I mean, with the runner on, you just kind of got to focus, attack the guy at the plate, get Marsick out, and you don't got to worry about it as they pick off at second, and he's back in time. It was a bit of an awkward slide there from Rucker, as he looked like he slid just a bit early, as him and Gavin Frazier having a bit of a talk, as he stuck that arm out, and if he was a shorter guy, might have been out there, as he takes another big lead as Pratt fires the 0-1. Misses low for ball one, count now evened up. As Easton Pratt, that was his 81st pitch. He's thrown 49 strikes. The 1-1 now from the 6'5" flamethrower. Runs inside again. Just barely not catching Marsick for ball 2. Now Pratt behind in the count, 2-1. As he fires, that one skips in for ball 3. Pratt gonna have to fight here, and we'll see if Marsick even thinks about swinging the bat. See if the coaches give him the green light here or not. As the 3-1 from Pratt popped up towards that left field gap, Phillips in chase, makes the catch. Zap make it out of the inning. 3 straight scoreless frames for Pratt. That might have been his last inning, as he's already thrown 83 pitches here tonight. But gets out scot-free once again. The Zap hold a 4-3 lead. And the 4, 5, and 6 will be due up for the Oahe Zap when we come right back here on YouTube. Back here at Mike Lansing Field, Wedgeworth comes out for the fifth. Ty Farwell to lead off for the Zap. Homered in his last appearance, as going back to Easton Pratt. Coming into the night, he had thrown 175 pitches on the year. His first outing was 49 pitches, then 38, and then 88 versus the Moo, as he's getting close to his season-high number in pitches thrown. So if he comes out for the next inning, I don't expect it to be long. Maybe if you have a matchup you want him to go on, maybe a righty-righty at the plate. As Farwell, that one runs inside. Just barely misses Farwell. He turns out of the way. As Wedgeworth trying to settle back in, has already hit a couple of Zap tonight in this game. The 1-0, swung on by Farwell. Chopped towards the first baseman, having to jump to make the play, but out in time, and one down for the Zap. Just about skipped over the head of Hunter Billingsley at first, had to make the jump for it, as Easton Pratt, we had mentioned, throwing 84 pitches in this contest. Wedgeworth only 58 so far, which in general rule of thumb, about 10 per inning, and he's been moving in as Jake Daly squats out of the way of that one, soars into the netting. And Wedgeworth has looked good, and it's probably been arguably his worst outing of the year, as the Zap have gotten to him. And not a lot of teams can really say that so far early in this season, as the 1-0. In for strike one, count evened up now. As Wedgeworth coming into the night had only allowed 3 runs. Already 4 on the board as Daly slaps that one towards the third baseman. The shortstop fields it. Daly a step away from being safe. Just barely getting beat out there. Shortstop Opine making a good play. The third baseman McCarville dove after it. Couldn't grab it, but shortstop behind him giving him a bit of help there as Lang comes to the plate with 2 away. As the Zap, just a 1-run lead, trying to extend things here. Had a couple of 2-out rallies already, as that one misses way over top of Lang. And Wedgeworth has looked dominant at times tonight, but his control kind of hasn't been there, as we've already seen a lot of wild pitches into the netting. As that one catches the plate for strike one, and I'm not the umpire, but really thought that was going to be a ball too, as Lang fouls that one off for strike 2. Richard Gilmore behind the plate, and I will never try to do another guy's job, because I've got my hands full just trying to keep this YouTube stream up for all our lovely Zap fans. But as Mason Lang sends one into the gap, that one gonna be, he's deciding if he wanted to go for extra bases, decides to put the stop sign on. I was thinking it was kind of in between, kind of in that in-between range, as Lang made it about probably just shy of halfway to the second base before deciding maybe I just come back for this, try to keep this 2-out rally going. Lang steals bases very well for a catcher, as Goldberg fouls that one off. Tonight's beer batter, as Goldberg trying to keep these beers at regular price, behind the count 0-1. Lang leads off at first. The deal from Wedgeworth. Fouled off again. Now Goldberg behind in the count. 0-2. Got to put the ball in play here, Goldberg. See if he can keep the count. Keep those beers full prices. Got a nice crowd here in Casper tonight. A beautiful Friday night after some rain. Say tonight we might have more than we had at game 1 and 2 combined coming up for this rubber match, as the 0-2 to Goldberg. That one runs in, catches him on the arm. I'm not sure if Goldberg thought they gave the hit by pitch there. He certainly looked like he signaled for it, but because Mason Lang himself even ran to second base, so now I'm all sorts of confused. I thought Goldberg was going to get a take one. That certainly hit him as he goes down swinging on what I'll just leave as a very questionable call. Richard Gilmore made the signal for hit by pitch, and it certainly did hit him, but the Zap goes scoreless in the top of the fifth. 4-3 ball game as we head to the bottom of the fifth. I believe we'll have a new pitcher in for the Oahe Zap. We'll get that to you as soon as we come back here after this break. The new pitcher now in for the Oahe Zap is Brady Glenn. We last saw him against the Fremont Moo. He went shut down in that game as that was a run rule game. Was on the mound in that great video we got over on our social media page with a POV from Ty Farwell on the last pitch. Slightly biased as a member of the staff, and I promise you they're not paying me to say this, but probably one of my favorite baseball videos. As soon as I saw it, thought it was a very, very cool concept in it. Definitely came out really cool. We got to see Farwell taking off the mask, shaking the umpire's hand, running out on the field, giving all the boys some love, and turned out as a cool video. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out on our socials. We're at Oahe Zap on just about everything. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, I ask that you do. We've moved channels as Glenn gets first batter he sees swinging, Opine behind in the count, strike one. But as I was mentioning, go ahead and check. I know I'm going to sound like every YouTuber ever, but if you are not subscribed right now, we ask that you please would. It's been struggle getting these ones out to you. We moved pages. We got a new GM this year. We got some new Gmail accounts. We don't have access to the old page anymore, and we lost about 500 subscribers in the process as Glenn misses there for ball two. And we'll get back to calling the game. My plug of our promos will be done for now, at least. I'll probably get one more in for all you lovely folks watching at home. As Glenn behind in the count, 2-1. That one ripped by Opien into center field. Phillips giving chase, not going to be there. Bounces at the track. Phillips, the relay back in, will keep Opine at second. But a leadoff double for the Spud. And Brady Glenn going to have to work now. Last time we saw Glenn was May 31st, and the home opener was his, by far, best outing of the year. Went 3 innings scoreless in relief on opening day at home. 0 runs allowed. And he was really looking impressive out there as he's got a battle with the man on second. The 0-0. In for strike one. And one thing that's really been getting preached to this pitching staff is that first strike efficiency, getting the first pitch, get those hitters in a hole. As Glenn winds the 0-1, ripped foul. Quickly ahead in the count, 0-2, and a little kid did not take the PA advice. About got hit by that foul ball as he was just kind of standing off in his own little world over there, and about got hit. He's got to listen to the PA guy. Got to talk to some of the lovely staff here in Casper as that one fouled off, the 0-2. Some nice employees have been very helpful, and I'm thankful on days like today when it rained beforehand that I get to be in a lovely broadcast booth like the one that I'm in right now. As Glenn trying to get the K to get one man down. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Brady Glenn gets the K. The batter at the plate says he fouled it off. Did not appear like that. As we see the umps having a call, Glenn might be waiting another pitch here for the strikeout. The play on the field was a strikeout. It'd be a hard time overturning it. We still in kind of the youth of this league. We don't have an MLB-style replay system. We've had a couple of umpire meetings, and I believe they could overturn a call, but I think it would be very, very hard to do so in this league is the point I'm trying to make. As River Smith goes down swinging, Hunter Billingsley comes to the plate. One man out, the runner on second. As Brady Glenn sets and fires. Off speed for strike one. Snuck it on in there for Billingsley. Already mentioned it on the broadcast tomorrow, the car wash at River's Edge Auto Spa, free will donation. We want to see a lot of the community out there, meet the guys. The 0-1 here from Glenn, as that one is blasted, going back at the wall, not caught at the warning track, falls out of the glove of Goldberg, as Opon comes in to score. Thought it was in danger of being a homer for a minute, died at the track, and Goldberg just couldn't keep it in the glove, as the Spud will tie things up. Tied up at 4 apiece, as Casper Spuds with one away have a runner on. What I was mentioning, we got the car wash tomorrow, then on Sunday, the Oahe Zap join us at Fun Time Adventures. Go-karts, mini golf, and food. Be a fun time out. Bring the kids, let them meet some of the players if they haven't already. Going to be all sorts of events, special nights at the ballpark, and special nights with some local businesses. That one will run from 12 to 2 on Sunday, as these players will be busy on their off days. As Glenn, that one ripped down the left field line, gets down. That'll score another. Will be a double here. Spud take the lead on some nice hitting. Back-to-back doubles. And just like that, the Zap one-run lead turns into a one-run deficit. As Glenn's going to have to fight back here. Cale McCarville getting a double there, bringing Elijah Reeves up to the plate. Hometown kid, a fan favorite in this Casper Spud organization, his third year with the team already. The 0-0 from Glenn, and that one smacked back the other way, and that's going to get down for an RBI again. They actually put the stop sign up. He stops at third, the double from Reeves. The runner stays put at third, so at least the Zap have that going for them. But Glenn, 3 straight hits. He's going to have a mound meeting with Mason Lang. Whole team going to join in here. Got a defensive substitution this inning as well. Quinn Ludvigson coming in for Vince Polizzi. Polizzi's day will end as Zap talk it over with Brady Glenn. He looked oh so good in his last outing. And already 2 across with runners on second and third here. But at least he's now getting towards the bottom half of this lineup. We had mentioned that Reeves had been knocked down. He was 1 for 9 in the series coming into the today. But oftentimes moving a guy down in the lineup takes some pressure off, and he's 2 for 3 today, and that's something you don't want to see as a Zap fan, as Burt swings on that one and misses. Glenn with a quick strike, and he's quick to get set, trying to speed up Burt here. The 0-1 now from Glenn. In there for strike 2. Burt swinging at the dirty cheese there in the dirt, as Glenn quickly ahead in the count, 0-2, a chance to maybe get his second K of this inning and take a bit of the pressure off with the 9-hole hitter Cannon Billingsley coming to the plate. The 0-2 to Burt. Drilled foul. It was a scary sight for a minute. Was just a bit early. Don't think it would have been out, but it almost certainly would have scored 2 runs there if it stayed fair. As Burt, another tall catcher in this series. Ty Farwell hasn't been behind the plate, at least today, but he's 6'5". As that one popped up into the infield, definitely not going to be deep enough to score as Ottersberg gets under that one. Keeps the runners put. And as much as I'm sure Glenn wanted the strikeout, he will certainly take what he gets there. A shallow pop out keeps the 2 speedsters where they're at. And now Glenn, chance to get out of this inning. Zap trail 5-4. And it's been an entertaining game here tonight. Lots of hits so far. As I was 1 behind on the Spuds. They're up to 8 now. As Glenn, that one fouled off for strike 1 to Billingsley. Easton Pratt ends his day after 4 innings through 84 pitches, just 4 shy of his season high total, as the 0-1 from Glenn. Off speed in there for strike 2. Final stat line for Pratt: 4 hits, 4 runs, none of those earned. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. So all 3 of those runs in the first go in is unearned, as the off speed just barely misses. A great effort there from Lang to try to frame that one. Was well off the plate. Tried to sway the decision of umpire Richard Gilmore. The 1-2 now from Glenn. A chance to get out of the inning. Catches the outside edge of the zone. Glenn gets another K, and the Zap head back, but the bats are gonna have to get going. They trail by 1. We'll be right back here at the top of the 6th. back here at the top of the sixth. Zap trail 5-4 here at Mike Lansing Field. The 8, 9, and 1 hitter due up for the Zap. 3 speedsters and Otterberg, Phillips, and Frazier. Last time those 3 were due up, Zap got a run across as that one somehow catches the zone for strike 1. As Ottersberg behind in the count. The 0-1 misses way outside there for Wedgeworth for ball 1. Wedgeworth comes back out for the 6th inning. That last pitch was his 70th of the ball game. As that one misses outside again for ball 2. And with these 3 guys up, you would love to draw a walk with any of them. Get some speed on the base pass, make some extra thoughts in Wedgeworth's head as that one catches the outside of the zone for strike 2. Ottersberg, victim of a couple of just dots from Wedgeworth. The 2-2 swung on and drilled into left field from Ottersberg. Not going to be enough there as he flies out to the left fielder, Billingsley. Made really nice contact on that one, just not enough to drive it out of the ballpark as Cole Ottersberg put a nice swing on that one, but to the deepest part of the ballpark, it was 380 where that one was hit. As Phillips up to the plate, chops that one foul. He's going to be thankful that one didn't catch the base there as he didn't leave the plate. As one away, Phillips up now. He's trying to get on base. He's been a very effective runner when he's been on. He's scored 8 out of the 10 times he's reached. I believe he has 4 hits, 4 walks, and he's been hit by a pitch twice. As he's quickly behind in the count 0-2. But he was a guy that I was talking to Coach Habiger about early in the year, and he said they want him to steal 40 to 50 bags, and they just want to get him on base enough to where he can do that as he watches ball 1. He was a prolific base stealer in high school as he was 44 of 45. The 1-2 now misses outside for ball 2. Count even at 2 apiece. But in high school, Andrew Phillips, 44 of 45 on stolen bases, had an on-base percentage of 500 in his junior and season campaign, so he was getting on a lot and stealing a lot of bags, as that's probably what Coach Habiger envisions for him. The 1-2 swung on, chopped towards Reeves. The fast Phillips beats it out. Phillips, we were mentioning the speed, runs that one out, and the Zap got a man on, 1 away. Andrew Phillips, the hustle play there, rewarded with the single, as just a hustle play was chopped, bounced multiple times on the way to Reeves as Phillips goes in motion on the first pitch. The pitch is behind Frazier. Phillips slides in easily there as if Frazier set up just maybe a bit further away from the plate, that one would have been just drilling him, but Wedgeworth pitching behind him there. That was his 79th pitch of the ball game for the ball 1 there. 50 strikes for Wedgeworth for 79 pitches as the 1-0 here to Gavin Frazier. Misses outside for ball 2. Just like that, the pressure of Phillips, maybe adding that something in the back of the pitcher's mind as you got another speedster at the plate in Frazier. The 2-0 bounces in for ball 3, and a good play there from Burt to keep it close. Phillips was ready to run there, but the 3-0 in danger of walking one here. The delivery misses outside. Frazier gets his 10th walk of the year, and now the Zap runners on first and second with 1 away, and the coach going to come out and have a chat with his pitcher as this is probably going to be the end of the day for Wedgeworth. We see a pitcher trot in. We'll get that in a minute. Coach Will Ianakane. I apologize to him once again. I doubt he'll ever listen to this, but he's got a difficult last name to pronounce. And as Spud haven't got their program out yet, it's kind of every man for themselves this early in the season. His first year as the head coach, he's seen enough. Wedgeworth exits. Last year, the Spud had Coach James Batten, the 2024 ILB Coach of the Year, and I believe he had a child on the way in the offseason. They just knew it was going to be difficult for him to be able to coach, so he's now still with the team in player development. So getting to take a step away, spend some extra time with the family. I mean, he went out a champion and the Coach of the Year, so a nice way to go out as the new pitcher enters in for the Spud. I believe it'll be Cade Queen again. He pitched last night and allowed the Zap to get a really good inning across. Cade Queen, last night's ball game, 2 innings pitched, 3 runs allowed, 3 walks, and only gave up 1 hit, but gave up 3 runs in that. Granted, one of them was not on him as Nick Golden hustled out that one play on the error. Apologies there. I have in on my roster, Cade Queen is 23, but I believe they swapped. Cade Queen was 23 in Game Changer, and that's what I made my board off of. It's Martinez back into the game. He also pitched last night. Might have been where my confusion came from. As Martinez last night went 1 2/3 innings with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. He came in when Queen had loaded the bases for him, and a bit of an unfortunate situation to be in. But he did a good job getting out of it. But now he's got Nick Golden at the plate, a pair of speedsters on, and just one man away. Would be a very difficult double play to turn here with Frazier at first and Golden at the plate. Zap really with the bottom of that lineup turning over, got 4 pretty fast guys. And you got Quinn Ludvigson, who's a pretty tall guy who's already snagged a couple of bases, and Farwell behind him. So speed has been an emphasis for sure this year with his Zap team, as Martinez is done warming up on the mound. But Jake Martinez, we'll get to see Nick Golden here, as Nick Golden getting back-to-back starts, really carving out a nice role for himself. Has really been showing off the glove here this weekend. Made, I believe, 3 really nice plays in the outfield. Already has a nice one tonight. As the 0-0 for Martinez. Golden shows bunt, misses outside. And Golden with 2 fast guys on himself at the plate. It's going to be a hard play. We saw the Spud successfully bunt and get on against Baca in game 1. Him and Johnson had a collision. As the 1-0 here to Golden. Runs inside, bout catches him again. It looked like it grazed him a bit, but Golden getting out of the way, and not a warm welcome back in, as he's already been hit once tonight. Has been hit 7 times on the year, but gets out of the way for ball 2. There's a bit of chippiness at first base last night, and involving Golden and first baseman for the Spuds, as he shows bunt again, and that one runs inside. They call it strike 1. They say he must not have gotten the bunt back in time, because that one just about hit him again. So the 2-1 now to Golden. Has no bunt shown there. He fouls that one off for strike 2. Bunt is out of play now for Golden, as he's going to need to see a couple of pitches here. And with how they've been running inside, might have the chance to wear one and load the bases, bringing Ludvigsen to the plate. 2-2 now to Golden. Both runners go. Both are safe. Golden strikes out, but both runners advance. As likely a hit and run there from the Zap. Now Quinn Ludvigsen in for his first at-bat of the night. Vince Polizzi was pulled the last time the Zap were on defense, and Ludvigsen comes in. 2 outs. He's made some great defensive plays at first in this series. I was mentioning it last night on the broadcast. He was talking with our Canadian players, and he discovered the fact that he's 190 centimeters tall, and despite being 6'3" already, he really liked how that sounded. And no clue if that 190 centimeters is right. He got it from Farwell, who said he was around 197 centimeters because he's 6'5". As that one runs inside, a very impressive play from the catcher to keep that one put. As we have a new catcher in the game as well. I believe that one is Cooper Markle behind the plate. That is certainly not Burt, I believe. I think that's number 12. I think there's a new catcher in the game, though. 1-0 now for Martinez. 2 away. Phillips active on third. Ludvigsen watches that one in for strike 1. Quinn Ludvigsen batting .250 on the year. 3 RBIs. He's stolen a couple of bags already this year. Walked 7 times. So he's been a rotational guy at first. The 1-1 now. Swung on, hardly hit to Opine. Ludvigsen tries to run it out. Not in time. The Zap go down scoreless to the bottom of the 6th. And we will be back. We'll see if Glenn trots back out or if we get a new pitcher. And it's starting to look like we might. Think Aiden Johnson now going to be entering the game in at pitching. We'll let him get warmed up, and we'll be back here for the bottom of the 6th. Aiden Johnson warming up for the Zap out on the mound for the bottom of the 6th. And the Zap maybe here showing they've been through a lot of arms these last couple of days, as Johnson making his first pitching appearance since May 29th. Has been getting a lot of starts at third base, as he did just that in the home opener versus the Moo. Started game 1 at third against the Spud the other night. His bat's been kind of waking up here as of late. Back again with the Zap, as last year pitched at Avila University, won the KCAC Pitcher of the Week in relief one time this year. So it has not been his primary duty as of late, but still is a capable pitcher. As that one slapped to Frazier, bobbles it, play not in time. Frazier just unable to keep that one in the glove as runner gets on at first base. And it's not updating on the scoreboard. I'll try to get that fixed, as I'm not too sure why it's not updating. We'll see if balls and strikes will update, as I think we have maybe lost scoreboard for a minute. I'll have to reconnect that in the next inning, as Aiden Johnson, that one misses outside for ball one. We've lost scoreboard, so we will try to bring that back, as Johnson, that one inside for strike one. Count back even at one apiece, as I, in this downtime, try to get the scoreboard back up. As that one chopped to the shortstop Ottersberg. The only play will be at first. In there in time to Marsick. He thought he was safe, but was out by a step or two. Tried to sway the ump's decision, but they don't bite, as we'll see if I potentially fix the scoreboard here. It's not looking good already, as I don't think it has updated. So I might have to work on that in between innings. We might have to go back to old school for a little bit. I will promise I'll work on that, as there's one man away. Johnson, that one just barely misses on the inside edge for ball one, as he tries to get settled back in here. The runner on second. The ground balls haven't been to the right place for double plays here tonight for the Zap. A couple of them have been hit to Ottersberg, as he's been drifting closer to first base rather than back the other way to turn it at second. And it's been a bit unfortunate at times, as attempt to get the scoreboard back. Think we got it back working. I'll have to adjust the size. That's going to have to work for right now. As Johnson, the 2-0 now. Checks on the runner. Deals in there for strike one. Johnson goes off speed again, just misses high for ball three. Thought they were going to give that one to him, as the umpire Richard Gilmore disagrees. 3-1 now from Johnson. One out. That one in for strike two on the inside edge of the plate. Just a pinpoint pitch there from Johnson. As here comes the payoff. Aiden Johnson out of Austin, Texas. The 3-2. On fouled away. Aiden Johnson, mentioned in his second year with the Oahe Zap. Got to talk to him at Media Day. Got to talk to him a bit here on the road. But told me on Media Day that he's a twin, and knowing that he's a twin, you got to ask him if they've ever tried to do the parent trap, swap places. He told me they haven't, as that one's fouled down the third base line. Then my follow-up question, of course, was if they would try it this year on the baseball diamond. And he told me that you would be able to tell pretty quickly if they swap places. So don't think Coach Habiger will have to worry about a parent trap happening this year. As the payoff pitch again from Johnson. Drilled into left center field. That one going. It has a chance. Bounces off the wall. Going to be a double for Opine. Almost got that one out. But it'll score one for the Spuds. As that one scores one. The 10th hit of the night for the Spud. Aiden Johnson was so close to getting out away with that one. Apologies if the YouTube stream starts buffering a little bit here. Trying to get that smoothed out a little bit. Thankful for these Casper Spud guys to let me on their Wi-Fi for the night, or the past couple nights, as that one's popped up on the first pitch. Golden lays out, brings in the catch. Nick Golden, another web gem as he gets the out. And that was another beaut from Nick Golden. I didn't think he was going to have to lay out for that one, but he does, and boy, it was pretty out in left field. And Nick Golden, if the ILB ever adds in a gold glove award, he's got to certainly be in contention. As Andrew Phillips was checking on him out there, he waves off the coaching staff. Maybe knocked the wind out of him a little bit as he dived and laid out for that one. But he got back up. He waved the coaching staff off. Players, they're never going to tell you that they're out of breath as he has his hands on his head. He's going to want to stay in the game. He's never going to tell you that, as Johnson catches his own for strike one, as Nick Golden has been a very nice defensive piece in this outfield, and he has been earning a spot in this lineup by his effort at the plate. He's had a couple of infield singles plays that he's put pressure on the throws with his speed, and with his glove out in the outfield, he has certainly saved some hits, as that one misses for ball one. As Aiden Johnson, the count even, one apiece, trying to get out of this inning with just the one run allowed. The offering misses low for ball two. Runner on second. Two guys retired. As Johnson just trying to make it back to the dugout. Get these Zap bats back up. Back-to-back scoreless frames for the Zap. As the Spuds have scored the last two times they've been up. So that one's fouled back to the plate for strike two. And Aiden Johnson, even in the count, chance to get a K here. Be big for confidence in him at the mound going forward. I mentioned that he's been playing third base, but there's a lot of guys on this team who can play third base as the Seagull flies on by. Didn't know they had those out in Casper, but that certainly looked like one. As that one is belted towards the right field line. That one drops at the wall. That's going to score one. He's in at second. And another piece of two-strike, two-out hitting scores another one for the Spuds. And that's kind of been the story of this weekend, is the Zap have been getting out in good counts, getting out in good pitcher-friendly counts. It's just been, the Spud have been very good in those pitcher-friendly counts, a lot better than you would typically think a team would bat. But two strikes and two outs, they've been putting balls into play. They've been walking guys a lot of the time, hurting the Zap, as Spuds had 11 hits on the night, as that one is smacked foul down the third base line. Just talking about how Johnson's been getting most of his time here lately at third base, but got a nice rotation of guys there as well, because you got Mason Lang and Ty Farwell as catchers, but Farwell can play third as well, which can get a guy like Lang or Gledhill behind the plate, as that one's fouled off for strike two. And then you got a guy like Naruto Saito, who's got a really nice glove at third base, and he's been making strides in his offensive game as well, and his glove alone has warranted him spots in the lineup as a rotational piece. So now the 0-2 from Johnson. That one misses low for ball one. Zap just trying to get out of this inning, get their bats up to the plate, trying to shift momentum back their way. This series has truly been like a tug-of-war. Game one, the Spuds had a 5-run eighth to win that game. As last night, the Zap had a 3-run eighth to take that ball game. And tonight, already just going back and forth. Zap jumped out to a 1-0 lead before giving up 3 in the bottom of the first. Then the Zap tied it up and took the lead in the fourth, as that one is popped up into right field. Goldberg chasing, and that one gets out. Or that one stays in, I should say. I thought that one got out for a minute. I was about to say that was... Did not think that one was getting out, but it sneaks into the park. Goldberg unable to get there, and another double with 2 outs. Scores another one for the Casper Spuds. Goldberg was running after it. That's why I thought it got out, as I thought he was in range to make a play on that one, but just bounced at the warning track, and when I heard the crowd pop, I thought it snuck out for a minute, and what I thought was going to be a pop, not really a pop-up, it had a lot underneath it, but Reeves swings on that one for strike 1. Now Johnson, just another piece of 2-out hitting. 2 strikes on that count as well, and just the Zap aren't able to get out of it as Elijah Reeves drills that one towards Frazier. Frazier can't get it there in time. Reeves runs that one out for a single. And this is the makings of a big inning for the Casper Spuds. 2 away. Just got to get one more out to get out of this inning. Those outs are hard to come by right now as catcher comes to the plate. It is number 12, Cooper Markle. Did think there was a substitution. Was waiting to confirm the name. It is Cooper Markle behind the plate now, and batting in the 8th spot. Came in for Parker Burt. Now the 0-0 from Johnson. Reeves goes to steal. That one is awfully high from Lang, and the runner will score. And not what you want to see there. The Casper Spuds add their 4th of the inning, extend this lead out to 5. On 13 hits, 9 runs for the Spuds, and they run the double steal play, and Lang tried to throw out the quick runner, just wasn't there in time, as that one goes in for strike 1. As the sun's starting to set a bit here in Casper, Wyoming. The 1-1 from Johnson in there for strike 2. We'll see if he can get the runner down here. Reeves is on third with 2 away. Already 4 across in the frame for the Spud. It's only a 1-run game, but goes down swinging there from Johnson. The Oahe Zap trail 9-4. Gonna need another late inning rally here from the Oahe Zap. Due up when we come back. The 4-5-6. Ty Farwell, Jake Daly, and Mason Lang. Back here at the top of the 7th at Mike Lansing Field, Ty Farwell to lead off. Zap need another big rally here as Ty Farwell homered earlier. And I was doing a bit of research in between innings when I saw that seagull flying around here earlier. Could not believe that there was a seagull here in Wyoming. Looked it up. They are, in fact, native to Wyoming. 9 different type of gulls and terns found in Wyoming, according to Birdwatching HQ. As herring gulls, the familiar quintessential seagull, was likely what we were looking at for any bird watchers in the crowd. As Farwell watches strike one, and I realize I am behind on my counts, as we're in the top of the 7th, 1-1. After this batter, I will go ahead and get the lights off here in the broadcast booth, get rid of that glare that is starting to form. As the 1-1 to Farwell. Slap back the other way, foul, as gives me a chance to get rid of that glare for you folks at home. As I'm in here in the broadcast booth, just got a text from my partner in crime, Justin Cowart. Going to be looking forward to being back on the call with him next week at home as the Zap take on the Spearfish Sasquatch 7 straight times as Farwell fouls that one off. Every day from the 9th to the 15th. If you were wondering who the Zap will be playing that week, just mark it down in your head. It's going to be the Sasquatch, as some players have dubbed it the South Dakota World Series. And I was talking to Lang earlier about it as the 1-2 from Martinez. Swung on and missed from Farwell. Goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. But I was talking to Mason Lang. He was the first one I had heard call it the South Dakota World Series, as the only 2 teams from South Dakota, except for the Bison, we'll say, but they're kind of drifter type of ball club, kind of a traveling band of guys. But he said as much as he wants to win all 7 of those games, he said a 3-3 going to game 7 of that would be pretty cool, as that one runs inside and catches Jake Daly. He'll take his base with 1 away. And I do agree with Mason, as you do want to win as many games as possible, but a best-of-7 series would be pretty funny as we play them every day next week. But I'll offer the counterpoint of maybe the Zap sweep them at home, win those first 4 games, and then there's your best-of-7 series for you already. As the Zap are going to need to have a big inning here, as they're down to just 8 outs in this ball game, as Mason Lang comes out to the plate. Jake Daly on first, just got plunked. 1 man away here in the top of the 7th. As the pitcher Martinez drifts inside for ball 1. Would have been a decent pitch there for Daly to steal on, but I haven't sent him an awful lot this year. But he's got the sliding glove on his left hand, so he might go out in motion here as the 1-0 to Lang. As that one's belted foul. Mason Lang just a bit early on that one, as he about ripped that one down the line. He homered on a ball he pulled the other night. Game 1 hit it over that shallow right field line. Just 342 to the pole, 362 to right center. As the 1-1 now to Lang. Misses outside for ball 2. As there's just 1 away here. As the Spud added 4 to their tally. They've scored in their last 2 frames after going scoreless for 3. As on 13 hits, they got 9 runs. As Lang clobbers that one down the right field line. Stays fair. Knows out a shot, but he's going in for 2. Jake Daly going around third. Going to the plate. The relay, not in time. Jake Daly scores. Lang triples, and the Zapper within striking distance once again. A nice piece of hitting there from Mason Lang. ripped it down the right field line. Wasn't going to be early on that again, as that one going to stay fair for a triple. Another extra base hit this year for Mason Lang, as that'll bring Connor Goldberg to the plate, tonight's beer batter. As with one away, the Zap down 4 now. As the offering for Martinez drifts inside for ball 1, as Lang is on third, and the Zap could use a big inning to get this one back level, as Goldberg awaits the 1-0. That one runs inside, catches him on the arm, takes his base, and runners on the corner with 1 away, as that'll bring that's Cole Ottersberg. And with as many guys as we have on this team, this trip's been a nice trip for me to really get all those names down with this team. A big roster this year. Still going to be a couple of guys added in the second half of the season, including Tyler Hoffman, who will be back at some point this year for his 3rd year with the Oahe Zap. 1 away, runners on the corners. Ottersberg at the plate. Swings and misses for strike 1. Cole Ottersberg last night was the second Zap to steal home. That was in that 8th inning that gave the Zap the win last night. As the 0-1 swung on and missed again from Ottersberg, and he's quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Gonna have to fight here to get back into this one, as with 1 away, wouldn't be surprised to see Goldberg in motion. The 0-2 misses outside for ball 1, and Ottersberg gonna try to fight out this at bat. Maybe take a play out of the Spuds book. They've been very excellent in these 2-strike counts tonight. As Ottersberg, the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And now 2 down here in the top of the 7th for the Zap. We'll bring up Andrew Phillips. He legged out a single his last time out. A hustle play from the South Dakota State center fielder. As it was a close play at first, but Andrew Phillips really showing off that speed, beating out the throw, and he's going to have to come up big here, and the Zap want to have another 2-out rally. As he watches that one in for strike 1. And the Spud have been pitching effectively tonight. Wedgeworth went 5 1/3 with 82 pitches. Martinez 25 pitches through 1 1/3, as that one is fouled off by Phillips. Goldberg will have to head back to first base, and now the 0-2 count to Phillips. The Zap score 1 on the Mason Lang triple down the line. Lang knocked in Jake Daly, who reached the painful way. As now the 0-2 to Phillips. 2-man away. Martinez deals, misses inside. Good play from the substitute catcher, Cooper Markle, to keep that one in front of him. It's been an issue at times this spot. As I think we're having a bit of a technical difficulty. I think we're back online as Phillips hits a bouncer towards the first baseman. Phillips running it out. Thought he was safe there. Call doesn't go Phillips' way. The Zap scored 1 in the frame. Just notice I hadn't put it up yet, but Phillips so close there, asking for an explanation from the umpire. They flipped it back to the pitcher, and he jumped onto the bag, and Phillips was running it out, and it was a really close play there by don't envy Tom Day having to make that call, but it will end the inning for the Zap. They add one. They trail by 4 now, as we will see a new pitcher in for the Zap when we come back for the bottom of the 7th. As we're back here after the 7th inning stretch, bottom of the 7th here at Mike Lansing Field in Casper, Wyoming. The Zap trail this one 5-9. New pitcher on the mound, Braxton Plemons. As we get that scoreboard updated, a second error has been given to Mason Lang. I believe that would have been on the throwout on Reeves. So the second error of the night for the Zap. 2 for the Spuds as well. The scoreboard operator doesn't have 2 down for them, but made an error on that single turn triple earlier that scored a couple of runs for the Zap. As that one is fouled off for strike 1. As at the plate is number 9, Cannon Billingsley, the 9-hole hitter, as Plemons misses outside for ball 1. Plemons trying to keep things where they're at. Zap down to their last 6 outs of the night, as that one is blasted foul down the left field line. And at times, the Zap pitching staff, they've struggled with the 2-0 counts, and credit to him to getting into those counts as that one's grounded to Ludvigson. Going to have to make the toss to Plemons in there in time for out number 1. As I was talking about the 2-out counts, as Plemons gets out of one there, and the pitching has been very solid at times this series, and it's been a very improved group. There's a lot of talented arms in this room, and tonight some of the balls just not bouncing their way at times, and that's kind of just baseball for you, as Spud have just hit countless 2-strike and 2-out hits to put together a lot of their runs here tonight, as Zap have played a solid baseball game. Just a couple of plays just not going their way, but it is still in reach. The 8th inning has been the magic one in this series, as Plemons goes off speed for strike 1. The 8th inning, something going on in this ballpark, because in game 1, Spud scored a lot of runs to win it in the 8th, and then in game 2, the Zap did the exact same thing. As Plemons, another nice pitch there, swung on and missed for strike 2, and quickly Plemons out ahead in the count. Braxton Plemons looking for the K here out of Lakeland, Florida. That one chopped foul. Back to some info on Braxton Clemens. Bethany College had his freshman campaign this last year for them. .375 ERA and limited action in his freshman year. But another talented arm that the Zap brought in this season, and it's a new revamped pitching room as he gets the swing of the miss there. K for Braxton Plemons, second man down here for the Spud. As Plemons making quick work in this outing. As Matt Marsick comes to the plate, as he has had himself a good series. As Braxton Plemons, Braxton Plemons, it's his fourth outing of the year, had thrown 3 2/3 coming into today. A 0 ERA so far on the year, as that one almost catches Marsick for ball 2. Has been a great start to this year for Plemons. His last outing was against the Fremont Moo, pitched an inning, didn't allow a hit. That was his second straight outing without allowing a hit, as he gets back in this one with strike 1. And the Zap team has added a lot of arms. It is definitely a strong suit this year as the 2-1 drifts inside for ball 3. As the Zap trying to get back into this series-deciding rubber match. Would be able to take back-to-back series after dropping their first 2 this year. As that one slapped back the other way for Marsick. A 2-out single for him, a good piece of hitting, send it back the opposite way as he will reach. 2 outs. He gets on, extends this inning, and with how Jack Opine has been hitting, now Plemons going to have to get back in here on this 2 outs. As he gets set for the 0-0. Swung on, fouled for strike 1. As we get a scoreboard update from the league. Spearfish Sasquatch took on the Fremont Moo today in the only other game in the Independence League. They won that one in what appears to be a pitcher's duel, 2-0. As the 0-1 from Plemons misses outside for ball 1. Quick MLB scoreboard update. The St. Louis Cardinals lead the defending champions Dodgers 4-0 in Tommy Edmonds' return to Busch Stadium. As Plemons misses for ball 2. The Mets lead 12-win Rockies 2-1 in the top of the 7th. The Mariners up 4-3 on the Angels. The Orioles knotted up with the A's at 3 apiece. As Marsick runs and Opian sends a blast to left field. Golden chasing. Not going to get there in time. Marsick coming in to score. Opine continues his great series with a 2-out double. And the Spuds add another one to the board. Spuds add their 10th run of the night. And Braxton Plemons now with Opine on second base, River Smith to the plate. I believe that going to be the first credited run Plemons has allowed this season. As I had previously mentioned, his 0 ERA coming into the night. I believe his only other run he had allowed this year was one that he inherited as he paints the edge of the corner for strike 1. Count evened up at 1 apiece after missing on the first. And checking in the stat book now, yeah, that was his first earned run of the year. Had given up 3 runs, but had come in on some jams on the 23rd versus the Spuds and the 27th versus the Sodbusters before going shutdown versus the Moo. The 1-2 now from Plemons. Misses inside to even out the count at 2 apiece. As the Oahe Zap trying to get those bats back up and see if they can get another magical 8th inning. The 2-2 from Plemons. Swung on, belted towards Ottersburg. Can't dive and make the play. Opine will come in to score. The 2-out hitting continues for the Casper Spuds, putting their 11th run across. quite a bit behind on their total hits on the night. Hadn't gotten that one updated in a minute. 16 hits tonight for the Spuds. And I would have to say that a good majority of those have come with 2 outs tonight. As Plemons sets, the 0-1 popped up into the night sky. Frazier sizing it up, calls off Farwell and makes the grab. Gets out of the inning. The Spud add 2. And the Zap down to their last 6 outs, down 6, coming into the top of the 8th. Gonna have to have another rally. So if you're at home, stay tuned, get those rally caps ready, and we'll be right back here for the top of the 8th. Back here for the top of the 8th. Need a big rally here for the Zap as the last kid's running the bases. One of them in what appears to be a brace or a walking boot. He kind of hobbled around the bases, but credit to him for getting out there. He made it around the bases, as it's not only a tradition in Pier, as the Casper kids have been running the bases the last couple of nights. New pitcher in the game for the Spud. To face the top of the lineup, it'll be Trey Maples out of Weatherford College. He's from Waverly, Tennessee. 6'5", 180-pound freshman. Through 5 innings this last season. So a bit of limited action, but coming in here to try to keep this lead where it's at. And 6'5", I'd be very interested to find out what kind of velo this kid throws. As the Zap, some of their taller pitchers can really sling it. Guys like Jackson Cornett, Easton Pratt can really get out there and let it fly at times. As Gavin Frazier comes up, the 1-2-3 due up. Frazier, Golden, Ludvigsen. As Frazier, that one misses for ball 1. Zap going to need to see a lot of pitches versus the new guy here. See if they can draw some walks, get back into this ball game. As the 1-0 misses for ball 2. Gavin Frazier, 1 for 3 on the night. He's got a lone hit and a walk. Has scored twice. He's got Nick Golden behind him, who's 2 for 3 with his 4th at-bat being hit, as that one skips off the catcher for ball 3. And Maple struggling to find the zone here against Frazier. And the Zap can take as many free passes as they can. Would be a good omen to trying to erase this 6-run deficit. The 3-0 for Maples. Got to find the zone. Can't. Oh, my. Thought that one missed by off the plate a bit, but I counted my eggs before they hatched. The 3-1 now. as that one certainly missed off the plate. Frazier walks. Maples found the zone for the fourth pitch of the at-bat, but could not go back. Was trying to paint the corner, but Frazier will take a free pass. Now Nick Golden to the plate, and I'll tell you what, Nick Golden, he's been hit 7 times this year, and certainly don't think he would want to make it 8 with how fast Maples is throwing. He's spiking some of these pitches, but they're coming out of the hand hot. As the 0-0 to Golden. That one misses outside for ball 1. And through 6 pitches for Maples, only 1 strike. As the 1-0 now here to Golden. Deals. Swung on back to the shortstop. Fielded cleanly. Golden trying to beat it out at first. Is there in time. The lead runner is down. Frazier, they hadn't sent him to steal there. If they would have been safe, and Golden likely would have been out at first, but good play from Opine to fill that one cleanly and get the out at second as Zap down to their last 5 outs as Quinn Ludvigson comes to the plate. Need some rally hats out of the Oahe Zap faithful watching at home. As Golden reached on the fielder's choice. As that one hops inside on Ludvigson. And Golden gonna advance on the hit by pitch. Was waiting a second. I thought that is what was called, but it skipped in. But they give it to Ludvigson. He reaches on the hit by pitch. As the Zap got 2 on, 1 out. Ty Farwell at the plate. 1 out away. Someone needs to tell Ty Farwell about, not sure what hockey team he supports, but Edmonton just tied up the Stanley Cup with 17 seconds to play is what my Indiana Hoosier friends are telling me in the group chat as I just got that notification. A couple of guys on this Zap team from Canada really been following that Edmonton run as Farwell took strike 1. Homered in his second at bat earlier. The 0-1 now for Maples. 1 away, runners on first and second. Misses outside for ball 1. And the Zap, last night they got the bases loaded courtesy of a few walks. Spud loaded the bases with a couple of walks of their own the other night in the 8th. It's been something about this 8th frame as Farwell slaps that one towards the first baseman. Going to be a double play ball. Farwell in there in time. Beats it out. Don't know if the crowd has seen that yet. As Farwell was safe at first. Runners on the corners, 2 away. Crowd was cheering. They thought they got out of the inning there, and we hear the boos now. Tom Day making the call out in the field as the coach comes out to have a word with them. Mentioned it earlier, and I think some people oftentimes forget that there is no replay system in this league. So a lot of these meetings from the play-by-play guy point of view have felt kind of pointless this season as we've had umps come together and talk about plays. We've had managers come out to discuss the plays, and I don't think you'd be able to overturn it in this league as Curiel comes to the plate. Farwell steals, and that one misses for ball 1. Emiliano Curiel pinch hitting here for Jake Daly. Getting some more speed at the plate with 2 outs. In case the Zap have to leg out an infield single. As they trail by 6 runs, 2 in scoring position. The 1-0. That one misses high and inside for ball 2. Curiel has been a great glove in the outfield has played left and center primarily because typically they reserve that right field spot for maybe a bit of a slower guy, and Curiel's been filling in left and center when Phillips gets the day off, as he fouls that one off for strike one. And I'll say what, the scoreboard operator was on top of that. I feel like as soon as that hit the bat, he put that one up as a strike. And Curiel ahead in the count here still. 2-1 count, 2 away. 2 on for the Zap, needing a rally here. 2-1 from Maples, fouled off. Count even up at 2 apiece to Curiel. Gonna have to fight against the flamethrower on the mound, Maples, now. But the Zap have been seeing a lot more pitches, and there's certainly a guy like Curiel with his speed. If you can get a bat on one of these fastballs from Maples, could certainly be a hit with his speed at the plate. The 2-2 now. They ring him up late. Curiel can't believe that one. Richard Gilmore rings him up late. The Zap go down scoreless. Down to just their last 3 outs. We'll be back in the bottom of the 8th. Zap trying to keep the lead where it's at. Back here for the bottom of the 8th, the Oahe Zap trail the Casper Spuds 11-5. Zap turned to a new pitcher. It's Hudson Ivy, the sidearm pitcher out of Upper Iowa University. Hudson Ivy, one of a couple of guys who kind of throw in that sidearm slash submarine arm slot. I feel a bit more comfortable maybe calling him out of that sidearm slot more so than the submarine. Doesn't really get like down underneath it and flick up, but him and Austin Arocha kind of throws a couple of pitches in the submarine grip as Ivy gets strike one. So maybe not a true submarine pitcher on this team, as I was really hoping for one of those whenever I saw that on the fun facts sheet this year. I was really excited to see that out of a couple of guys, but Hudson Ivy working quick here, the 0-2. Count now, facing Cale McCarville at the plate, the third baseman. It's part of that two-out rally the Spuds had when they put 4 across in the 6th. As Hudson Ivy just tries to keep this at 6, give his guys a chance. As he gets the strikeout, McCarville goes down in 3 pitches, and Hudson Ivy gets his first strikeout of the night. Hudson Ivy out of Shawnee, Kansas, said on media day that he used to hit at his previous JUCO. So I guess if the Zap ever have to forfeit the DH to maybe sub a guy into a different position, maybe Hudson Ivy gets some at-bats, as gets another strike there. Quick out ahead, 0-1 count for Ivy. That was Ivy's 4th strikeout of the year and his 3rd appearance, as that one misses for ball 1. He came in that game 2 against Casper the other night, or game 1 against Casper, I should say. Inherited a couple of runs, allowed 2 of his own, as he hit a couple of batters in that one as he gets back ahead in the count 1-2. As trying to get another K here. The 1-2 misses outside. Trying to get the name here. Still working with some roster issues from the Casper Spuds. This is a new guy in. Was due to be Elijah Reeves. I think Cade Queen in. He was pitching last night. Goes down looking. Strikes out there. Lang applies the tag. Cade Queen pitched the other night. Was part of the reason the Zap got in and won that game yesterday. And goes down swinging. As we get another pinch hitter here for the Spuds. This is Cooper Markle. He's been in for a bit for Parker Burt behind the plate. That one drifts inside. They give him the hit by pitch. It looked like it might have grazed him on his way to the backstop, but really thought if that one definitely didn't get a bulk of that one as it soared into the backstop. As with 2 outs, Billingsley to the plate. Hudson Ivy sets, deals. Strike 1 on Billingsley. Both Billingsley brothers in the lineup today. Cannon Billingsley out in left. His brother Hunter was at first. They're Fullerton College teammates of Josh Porter and Wyatt Gladue. As he swings on and misses that one for strike 2. Big Fullerton pipeline into this series. Last series we saw 4 South Dakota State players. Lang and Phillips for the Zap as he goes down looking. Hudson Ivy making quick work and gets it back to the top of the 9th. Zap need a rally, down 6, down to their last 3 outs. We'll be back here at the top of the 9th. Back here for the top of the ninth. The Zap need to get a rally going here down to their last 3 outs of the ball game. New pitcher in for the Spuds, Nick Cambulu out of Solano College. Had a 19 ERA for them this previous season and 7 innings pitched. So still trying to get his feet wet. We'll try to get some stats on him as he gets started here. He's got a 6-run cushion to work with, but certainly a guy that, if you look at the stat line, the Zap got to try to attack him here. Has only thrown 2/3 innings so far this season with a very, very large ERA. His first outing was against the Zap, went 2 innings, gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, and then May 27th against the Prospects could not get out of that outing with an out. Gave up 1 run, 1 earned, and came out of that ball game as Mason Lang steps up to the plate. It's not impossible. We've seen the Zap put up high-scoring innings this year as Mason Lang homered this weekend. Be big to get some momentum going here and attack Nick Cambulu on the mound. The 0-0. Swung on, popped off the ground high. Mason Lang running it out. In there, and they don't give it to him. Thought he was in there by a step, and they don't give it to him. It's close plays at first base, and Coach Jamie Habiger coming out here to have a word. A few of these calls haven't gone his team's way, as that one felt like was always going to be a safe for Lang. The flip back to the pitcher, and it was so close, but they give it to the Spuds, and the Zap are down to their last 2 outs of the night. As Coach Habiger heads back to the third base line, as Goldberg steps to the plate. The DH tonight, 1 away against Cambulu. Wines fires, misses inside for ball 1. PA guy just called him number 9 Cole Ottersberg, and that is not his name. That is Connor Goldberg out there. Him and Ottersberg got a pretty big height difference between the two of them, as Connor Goldberg comes in as 6'3", and Cole Ottersberg, I think he listed himself in on the Media Day program at 6 foot tall, but we've been talking about height a lot here on this road trip, and he himself admitted that that number is not true, as Goldberg fouls that one off the pole in the netting. Very nice, satisfying sound. Haven't been able to have a crowd mic up these last couple of games. I've had a couple of issues with that. Be able to talk about that on some future broadcasts. We'll have the crowd mic back when we're back at home against the Spearfish Sasquatch. 4-gamer at Hyde Stadium. Be back with my partner in crime. As the 1-2 to Goldberg. Swung on, fouled into his foot. As he fouls it off to see another day against Nick Cambulu. He got Mason Lang on 1 pitch on a high grounder. That was a bang-bang play at first that went the Spuds' way. As the 1-2 now to Goldberg. Sets, fires. A high grounder foul there from Goldberg. As he's just staying alive here, waiting to see a pitch he really likes. As with 2 outs remaining, that's kind of got to be your process as you come to the plate. You can't waste an out, especially if nobody on. But even with people on, you got to be effective to put 6 runs across with just 2 outs to play with. As the 1-2 from Cambulu. Misses outside for ball 2. Good take there from Goldberg. Has really been fighting in this one. As we get one boo in from the crowd. I don't think that was exactly a hot take from the umpire, Richard Gilmore. Thought that one missed by quite a large margin. Maybe these fans just trying to get out of here tonight. Sun's fully set on this night sky. The 2-2 misses inside again. Goldberg fights back and has a full count as he's trying to fight to get on against Kambulu. As one away for the Zap. Full count here from Connor Goldberg at the plate. The payoff pitch. Kambulu winds and delivers. Swung on and missed there from Goldberg. Kambulu gets the K. And now gonna need a 2-out rally to keep this night going for the Oahe Zap. As it's Trey Runge to the plate. Which makes it even funnier that Cole Ottersberg was announced on the PA system as he has exited the ball game. As Trey Runge getting the pinch hit here for Cole. Runge started game 1 at second. Has had a couple of really nice plays at second base this year. Been a part of that strong middle infield core. As the 0-0, the first offering goes inside. Thought that one clipped him a little bit, but ump not going for it. Trey Runge will step back in. The first offering from Kambulu, a ball. As he tries to reel it back in here. The 1-0. Catches the outside edge of the plate. And that one in for strike one. Count even back up. Zap down to their last 2 strikes of the ball game. Kambulu, the even count. Sets and fires to Runge. That one catches the outside portion of the plate again. That one I thought certainly was going to be called a ball, but Richard Gilmore, the head umpire, disagrees. Took a bit to think about that one, but Zap down to their last strike of the ball game. The delivery from Kambulu. They get him on the outside edge of the plate. 3 ones in a row that could have been balls. And the Zap drop the series to the Casper Spuds. 11-5 here on the rubber match. A 16-hit night for the Casper Spuds. Next up for the Oahe Zap will be heading back to home sweet home Hyde Stadium for the first of 7 with the Spearfish Sasquatch. The first 4 will be at home. Make sure to get your tickets and get back into Hyde Stadium. We had a good opening weekend crowd, but we know we can get more of you out at the ballpark. It's going to be a fun summer at the ballpark. There's not a better place to be. And that will wrap things up for Dillon Beach out in Casper, Wyoming. Signing off for the final time from Mike Lansing Field. We will see you next time back with my partner in crime, Justin Cowart. Thank you.